when did you fall in love with like women in hip hop? And that song that you just heard was Hoes Don't Like by 504 Icy Girl. Have you ever heard this song before?
I haven't actually.
Have you ever heard of 504 Icy Girl before?
I haven't.
Okay, me
You're putting me on.
No, but me either. I went to a Ken the Man concert like last weekend or the weekend before, and she was one of Ken's openers. And I was like, oh my God, like she had a crazy stage presence. Like,
don't you love that at concerts though? Like you don't know an artist and then you're like, oh my God, where have you been? Like,
yes, and she's from New Orleans, and she was just so like fun and just like energetic on the stage, and I was just like, who is this girl? Like, I really like her, and I had never heard any of her music, so I wanted to talk about it. But what did you think about the song?
To be honest, I didn't even have a chance to listen to it. But
oh, that's okay. Don't even worry about it.
But you're putting me on. You sent me a song already, so you're putting me on. Somebody
that's okay. Don't even worry about it. Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Where My Girls At. And we have a very special guest. We have Njera Perkins here, who's an associate editor at Popsugar. And I'm just gonna read your bio here because it's incredible. And like people should hear it and also should like read your work. Okay. So Njera Perkins is an associate editor at Popsugar who covers celebrity and entertainment news. Her work has been featured in Afrotech, Shadow and Act, Ebony Magazine, Days, Bitch, rest in peace, Bitch Magazine, and more. The Baltimore native and Temple University alumna, same, started her path as a writer in college, going on to earn her bachelor's degree in strategic communications before transitioning to journalism full time. She previously served as the editor-in-chief of The Fourth Quarter, where she helped offer a platform to local artists and creatives in Baltimore. I really love that, and welcome to our show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. So excited to talk with you. Everybody listening, unfortunately, Brianna is not going to be here this episode. She had an emergency. That's okay, because we're going to have a good time. So that'd be, how are you doing today? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. It's Monday. My birthday's on Wednesday. So.
Oh, period. Come on, Libra. Are you doing anything fun? Anything special? Are you like a big birthday person?
I'm really not. I like celebrating my birthday. I just don't like the planning aspect. So like this year I was like, I don't feel like it. I went to Miami last year, so I was like, that's my big birthday.
You went to Miami? Did you come back with all of your friends?
I did. I went
to You might be the first person.
Miami did not tear us apart.
It did not break it. I love that. Well, happy early birthday. Well, by the time this comes out, your birthday will have passed. But happy birthday. How old are you turning?
26.
Oh my God, 26. That's a good year. That's a good year. What are you, I always like to ask my friends, like, what are you manifesting for this new year of your life?
Ooh, I was just talking about like my therapist last week. I really like
yes therapy.
Yes therapy. But I was like really in like this reflective state, and like I just want to like live 26. I don't want to be stressed about stuff that like doesn't matter. Like I just want to focus on like the living aspect, being happy, joy. Like that's what I'm.
That's beautiful. Joy is such a good manifestation. You know, like we all need a little bit of joy in our lives. So let's talk about some of our hot topics. Now, just let me know if you did not have a chance to like read this or look through any of the stuff. Don't even worry about it. But one thing about me, I'm a munchkin. Okay, like I stand this. I spice. Now, if Brianna were here, she would be talking about industry plant this and industry plant that. I don't believe that, and I don't subscribe to that. Ice Spice was on the cover of Variety magazine's New York issue. Did you get a chance to look through this piece at all?
I did. I feel like
Okay, go ahead. Tell me what you thought about it.
I feel like she's on a roll of like magazine covers. Like she's been on
exactly
a bunch this year.
Vogue, like a ton of them, like the New Yorker, all of them. What did you think of this though? Of this interview?
I thought it dug a little bit deeper into, just like the whole year that she's had.
Yes.
I feel like, especially over these last few months, she's really aligned herself with people like, of course, like Taylor Swift and like Nicki Minaj, and digging into those collaborations and like her process there, and just like what she's gonna do in the future. So I like that we got to see that aspect and like get an inside looking. These last few months we've been on the outside looking in, like how does she link up with these people? Like all this stuff is happening so fast.
Exactly. But then you look at this article, you read the article, and you're like, oh, she's a bad bitch. That's how. Because she's doing the fucking work. That's how. I thought there was something really interesting in this article. Like, I agree with everything you're saying. But I love the part when she says, people were talking about, like, because there's this whole alleged quote-unquote beef that's going on that's completely, like, fan-made and we don't subscribe to. But I really thought it was funny when she said, it's a competition at the end of the day. People want to be all, like, I'm a girl's girl, but behind the scenes, they being bitches. But basically, we hear the girls are doing amazing. I'm excited to see it. But I feel like competition is what keeps it all exciting because we all secretly enjoy competing. And, like, I was just like, I really, like, agree with that. Like, I love it when the girls are competing. Obviously, we don't want them to beef. We don't want none of that, but
I think it's possible you can have the competition without the beef and all the unnecessary drama and stuff. Like, competition is not the problem. It's, like, when we get into the, dramatic beefs and, this particular issue and all this back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, just keep it
when
in the
you
music.
Trying to fight people in public and threatening to shoot people. That's when it's like, okay, maybe it's not that. You know what I mean? But like, I totally agree. And I love that. And I love Ice Spice. I really can't wait to see what's next for her. Because she really, at this point, like, I feel like the world is her oyster,
No, really. This whole last year, I keep thinking, like, it's no way Munchie just came out last year. Like, I still can't believe it.
I can't wrap my head around it.
It's been a year.
I can't wrap my head around that.
Amazing things within 1 year. I can only imagine what she's going to do over the next year.
Like, I can't wrap my head around it. What's it going to be like when she releases, like, an official full album, like not just like a little EP or little singles. Like, what's that going to sound like?
Right. And then how are the conversations going to change around her then? Like,
we only got they will.
We only got a taste because we have the EPs. I think the variety piece, it only said like she only has like 20 songs out. Like
that's insane to me. That one of them is with Taylor Swift and two of them are with Nicki. Yep. Like Nicki Minaj of all fucking people. But yeah, no, I love Ice Spice. Speaking of people I love, let's talk about Doja Cat. First of all, if we're talking about like fashion girls in hip hop, like Doja Cat is top 2. She might be number 1 if it weren't for Cardi. But I really think if it's her and Cardi are battling out for number 1. And she just released a collaboration with Skechers. First of all, I love when get to the bag. But number 2, like, I love when, these rappers and like they just start doing like they start becoming creative directors of like these like name, like very, very solidified names and things like that. So now she's like has a partnership with Skechers and she's created her own shoe. Did you see the shoes?
I did.
What did you think of them?
I'm interested to see what she's gonna actually do with Skechers because we all know like Skechers is not like a big thing. You don't see so many people like wearing it, and it's not. No, in my opinion, Skechers is not the most fashionable shoe, but
has never been. But I feel like ugly is in right now, though. Like people want ugly shoes and ugly clothes. Yeah.
So we'll see what Doja can do with it. I mean, we've seen how like experimental she gets with like fashion. Like,
absolutely.
She's been deep into that like within recent years. So it'd be interesting to see what she comes up with over there. And this sticks with us. We'll see.
They're calling her. She's the brand's first artist in residence. So I'm kind of excited to see this, and I would love more fashion collabs from Doja Cat. I definitely would love her to collab with like a bigger brand, like or like fashion and clothes and not just like shoes. But I thought the shoes were cute. I don't know if they worth $125, but they're cute. You know but they're cute. You know what I mean? And I fucked with it. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion. So first of all,
my girl.
Okay, I'm so glad it's good to know. That you have taste. I mean, I already knew that because I read your stuff, but still. So she teamed up with Seize the Awkward for a new mental health campaign, and I think it's really. I feel like this is something because we talked about mental health a lot on this podcast, and I think it's like with the past 3 years that she has gone through, you know, to see her then still wanting to be the face of this kind of thing and using her platform and like saying, you know, reach out for you, check on your strong friends, you know what I mean? And teaming up with this, I think I just love it when, you know, Black people have those conversations about mental health and are advocates for mental health, you know, because it do be us, you know, to be going through it. So I feel like we the ones who need it. But what did you think about
I felt like it. First of all, it made sense. Like we've, like you said before, we've seen what she's gone through the last 3 years, the whole trial, coming out of it, and everything. I feel like it makes sense for her to team up and do this kind of campaign. And I like that she's, you know, she touched on like mental health and like her music. I like that she's now doing that outside of the music and like really making this a part of her brand. We don't want to like keep looking at her like some victim of, you know, situation that she went through. I like that she's trying to turning it around. And she's really using it. It's part of her healing process, and she's also sharing those resources with her fans too. Like I like how she's helping herself and trying to help other people too.
Yeah,
but she don't have to.
Like, because baby, if she didn't say shit, if she was just like, "Fuck y'all, I ain't got shit to say to y'all until it's time to release some music," I'd be like, "And you deserve that. You deserve that." But I think it's like I love her. I love her to death. No, I'm just like really happy that she's doing this because I just think it's a great campaign. First of all, she looks flawless, but that's always that's always literally. Okay, so another thing, so you know the Golden Derby is releasing their predictions on the Grammys, which are coming up very soon, and nominations are coming up very soon, and you know everybody's gonna be in a tizzy about this and that, but they're saying that Ice Spice is the runaway favorite to win Best New Artist at the 2024 Grammys. I want to know, what do you think about that? Especially given the Grammys' history of slighting Black artists and especially hip hop artists.
So I'll say I see her as definitely a front runner for Best New Artist nominee. Now, as far as like taking it home and winning it, it's honestly so unpredictable. Like we even saw that this year. Like we didn't know who was going to win Best New Artist, and we did not expect it to be Samara Joy, a jazz artist, a Black jazz artist. Yeah. So it's no telling who's actually going to win, but I definitely see her getting nominated for it. This is the year for that.
She's absolutely going to be nominated. I feel like they're going to come out of the woodwork with some white like folk singer who's going to take it home. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not. It shouldn't be like that. Like I think she deserves to win it, given the year that she's had. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Another person that I love, like deep. I am Flo militant to my core. Miss Flo Milli is talking about, she just did an article with Rolling Stone, talking about her new album and confidence and just like her music and everything about this. And I want to know, first of all, how do you feel about Flo Milli?
I love her. I've been listening since like, not the beginning, but like when she was like really getting hot. I was like, oh yeah, like this is coming to this shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Flo Milli. I saw her at a festival, I want to say last year. Yeah. And it was in Alabama, like her home state. I watched her rock an entire crowd of people, many white people. Yeah. They loved her. Like seeing the response to her, like people loving her music from her home state, them knowing the words to it, her rocking out on the stage. I was like, oh, she's got it. Like, no, they love her.
I be trying to tell people that. Like, I've seen Flo Milli live twice at this point. And that bitch has stage presence. Like, she gets up there and, I mean, is magnetic on the stage.
Fills the whole stage. She'll make the whole crowd feel included in the performance.
The whole fucking thing. And I feel like, you know, it's interesting because she talked about in this article about how hard it is for her, or how she feels when people always talking about like how what her career should be versus what it is, and like talking about how she's underrated. I'm like, have you ever been to a Flo Milli concert to be called her underrated?
I think it's that thing where we have these conversations online, and it's two totally different things. What is happening online is not what's happening in person. Yes. Like people can keep saying she's underrated, and she has said in the article like she hates that narrative. Like, don't project that onto me. Like, I know I'm a bad bitch. I know I'm out here killing it. And in real life, you can see it. Yeah. In real life, you can see it. So I don't know where that narrative came from, and I don't know why we're still pushing it years later.
She's been around. Years later, when she just keeps dropping banger after banger after bed. And I'm so excited for this new album. And she said, in the article, like, this album is going to be her most vulnerable yet. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what does that even look like? For Flo Milli to be that vulnerable? I don't know, but I'm excited. Dang. I am so excited by the thought of her being, I think she's just such a versatile, like, incredible artist. And I just, like, really love and respect her so much. So I'm, like, really excited for her new album. Dang. Are you going to see her on tour?
I'm not. I wish I could.
Oh my God. I can't wait. I'm excited to see Maya the Don live too, because I've never seen her live.
I haven't seen her live either, but I love Maya in general. She has a great spirit. She's very humble. She's like,
and she's so beautiful.
She's great. She's so stunning. She's stunning. She's humble. She's sweet. Like she knows. I feel like she has a vision for her career. I like that she doesn't speak about it too much. She doesn't talk about it too much in the future. She's like, just watch.
I love that.
Just like watch.
I love that. And because you've interviewed her, so you know.
Yeah.
You talked to her twice. I love that.
She's a sweetheart. I love her.
I know she's so New York, and I love that.
Yeah. She really is. She's Brooklyn down. She's Brooklyn down.
And let me tell you, I love Brooklyn niggas, so I respect it. I respect it, and I love it. Okay, speaking of people we respect and love, sometimes. Nicki.
What a transition.
Nicki Minaj is going to headline iHeartRadio's Jingle Ball tour along with SZA and Olivia Rodrigo. I did not know this was like a big thing that they do. I know they have like these concerts sometimes, but I didn't know this was like a whole tour that's big enough for Nicki Minaj and SZA and Olivia Rodrigo to be like headlining it. And she also just announced on her TikTok that she's promising a special surprise every Friday until the release of Pink Friday 2. Tell me, what are your feelings about Pink Friday 2? About upcoming Pink Friday 2? Like, how are you feeling about it?
I'm curious. The antics, the online antics and, the other stuff over the last few years, it's kind of like turned me off from her as a person. The last album was Queen, I believe, right? Yeah. Right. It was okay to me. I'm interested to see what is Pink Friday gonna be? Is it gonna be like, is she tapping back into that debut album? Like, are we gonna like hear a similar sound, but just like, growth there, or like it's gonna be something totally different? I'm curious. I would definitely want to hear the album. I want to see what this next chapter of her career is gonna look like and how she's gonna carry off with this new album release and everything after. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm really curious.
Yeah. I feel like curious is the perfect word for it. Because I don't want to say excited. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect.
You really don't know what to expect. You really don't know what to expect, Have you ever seen her live?
I haven't, actually.
Me either. And I'm like so curious because I feel like I hear very polarizing things about her as a live performer. Some people really, really love her. And I'm talking about non-barbs. Like, people are like, no, she's really great live. And then some people are like, she's awful. And so I'm like, I don't know how to feel. Like, I want to see her live in person, like at a concert, not at like an award show performance, and see how she's, what she's like live. But
I wonder, I don't even know the last time she went on tour, but
I feel like it was after Queen. So it's been a while. Years.
I was about to say, Queen came out in 2018.
2018. That was a year for her. Oof. She was really going through it that year. But I think it's interesting that she's talking about dropping a special surprise every Friday until the release of Pink Friday 2. Because I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember Good Fridays when
I think Kanye
vaguely. Yeah. When Kanye would be like dropping new music or remixes on this shit on Fridays, and it was like, this is like I feel like the glory days of Twitter. Like when people were just like,
way back here.
Way back. Okay, I'm talking like 2013, 2012, like shit like that. But I'm kind of interested as to what these like surprises would be. What are you thinking? Like, what's a surprise from Nicki Minaj?
A song, one of them has to be at least another single.
Yes. I predict. You think there's going to be another single before the album?
Definitely. She might tease a collaboration we're not expecting. I say that. Other surprises, I have no idea. Like, I don't know if it's going to be something small like merch stuff.
Oh my God. Who do you want her to collab with on Pink Friday 2?
Interesting. I would love to see what her and Lil Wayne could do in like 2023.
Ooh, that's a good
I feel like they're both in an interesting chapter.
Because he just dropped something today, I think, or last week.
Yeah, like I think it's supposed to be like a mixtape before
right, for his new album.
Mm-hmm. So I think they're both in an interesting era. I would love to see what they can do. Like,
yeah, that would be very interesting. I definitely want to hear her like with that. Me personally, like I love Caribbean Nicki. So I want her to do something with like some Caribbean artists. Like I really want her to lean into that in Pink Friday 2 in a way that I think she hasn't in her past, like on albums per se. Like, but with like these one-off singles, she'll do that, you know? Okay, so let's jump into new music. Tell me, did you get a chance to listen to any of these songs at all? If you didn't, that's okay.
I did actually.
Okay, which ones did you listen to? And that you have like, I would love to hear your thoughts about new music. We can talk about whichever ones you want.
Remind me of the song. I listen to all of them, but like remind me of like.
Okay, so there's like Mona Leo, Crying on Your Birthday, Sexy Red, Shake Your Dreads, Lotto, It's a Party, another Sexy Red and Radio song, No Panties, Glorilla, Cha Cha Cha, and then Lady London, Yeah Yeah with Dreezy. Did you get a chance to listen to any of those?
Yeah. Okay, we can start with Cha 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 because I have some feelings. I have feelings.
Okay, no, you go first. You're the guest. You go first.
I go first. I think it's an interesting combo of like sounds on the track.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
I think it's interesting that you know we have this Memphis artist on this drill beat that is sampling a New York song that is also, you know, paying homage, sampling what is it? Cha Cha is a Chicago song, right?
Like, the Cha Cha Slide? Yeah.
I think it's a lot of it's a mixture there. So I'm just interested to know who pitched the song. Like who was like, yeah, let's do this. Or like was it producer or was it her idea? Like I just want to know who sold her on it.
And why Fabio Foreign?
I thought that was a little random too.
I just don't think he added anything.
I don't know if that was to back her up on, you know, having a drill artist on a drill beat.
Sure, because I don't think she should be doing drill.
I know. So maybe that was it.
Love her down, but baby, this was the song.
The song was not it. I didn't like the line dance lyrics, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing here?
Yeah. It was a little icky. I did not like it. I definitely had the same feelings about you. Did you listen to any of the other songs?
Let's see. I listened to all of them. I don't have like super strong feelings. Sexy Red. I feel like I like No Panties more than Shake Your Dreads.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool track. I like that she teamed up with Radio, and that song was gonna be on Rap Shit Season 2.
I can't wait for Rap Shit Season 2.
Yes.
Oh my god, I can't wait for Rap Shit. I can't wait for it.
It's good. I can tell you that it's good.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
But I like the song. I like that she teamed up with Radio for that. Dreezy and Lady London. I like that they teamed up and, you know, did a collab together. I thought the song was cool. You know, I think most of these songs was just like, nothing really like popped out. It's a party I liked with Lotto. I just felt like, and I think other people have said this, like I feel on Twitter, like it sounds very similar to Put It on the Floor. Like
I agree.
The beat sounds really similar, so I was like, what's happening here? But
no, I agree. I think it sounds like very similar to Put It on the Floor, but honestly, I think it's less interesting than Put It on the Floor.
Well, yeah. I feel like it's a little bit slower, just a little bit. And then, I mean, doing a, you know, sample, whatever, of, you know, Mark Flocka's song.
Yeah.
It was a cool track. Do I think we're gonna like be talking about it a month from now?
No.
Not Put It on the Floor, but
no. Which was we do a Song of the Summer episode every summer. And that was our song. That was our we don't share our like picks with each other, and we both had that as our number one.
Okay.
For Song of the Summer for Put It on the Floor, and I was like,
that makes sense. The song was good.
I mean, it was phenomenal. Still listen to it. You know what I mean? But let's get into our interview. So, I am also a writer. So I just like to follow writers. And I saw your, I loved your letter to the editor. piece
Oh,
that you
thank
did for
you.
your Hip Hop 50. And even like your VMA's piece about, them really getting these hip hop 50 tributes wrong, And so I really wanted to talk to you because I just love talking to, Black women who are in this space and really do celebrate hip hop and who celebrate women in hip hop because that is what our
Mhm.
podcast is about, celebrating Black women in hip hop very
Mhm.
specifically. So I wanted to talk to one. So
Oh,
tell us
thank
a
you.
little bit about yourself, like where you grew up. You said you're from Baltimore
Mhm.
and how you discovered your love of hip hop and how did you end up at Pop Sugar?
Yeah. So, let's try and make it short. So I'm from Baltimore. I say that in general just because I moved around a lot as a kid. I lived in the city at one point.
Mhm.
I grew up in the county, mostly people from here, Baltimore County.
Mhm.
I moved around a lot out there, but that's born and raised. I still live here now. I moved back after college and like living in New York for a little bit, but I went to Temple just like you. Um,
Hey, TU, T for Temple U.
TU. Oh God. That listen, college gave me some of the best memories. But Temple, what's interesting is I didn't like major in journalism or anything at school. Like I didn't
Oh
study
wow.
it at all. Yeah, I started off actually as a kinesiology major because I just had it
Oh
in
my
my head.
God.
I was gonna be
Wow.
a physical
Whoa,
therapist. Yeah,
really?
girl. I don't know why. I don't know why
Listen.
I did that. Because I went to that anatomy class one day and they were like, if you don't start studying today, you're gonna fail.
Let
And
me
that's
tell
what I
you,
did.
I never even got close. I was a theater major.
Okay.
I never even got close. I never considered any of that shit. I used
I
to
don't
build
blame you.
forts in class.
I don't blame you. That major made me realize a lot about myself, and the main thing was I do not see a future here. This is not for me. So let me go find something
At least
else.
you were wise enough to realize that at 18 and not wait until
Listen.
you were like 50.
Mm-hmm. I was like, no, I'm not about to waste good hard-earned money on a degree for kinesiology. No, it's not happening. I realized that when like I saw all my friends like in my major getting like internships and stuff for the summer, and I was like, ooh, I had no interest in doing that. So
I don't want to do that shit.
I was like, let me go find something else. So I
Yes.
switched to communications, strategic
Mm-hmm.
communications, and that's what my degree is in. I would have loved to study journalism, but that
Yeah.
would have just been an extra year of school.
Right.
Nobody had a bread for that. I was
Okay.
like,
It's like I gotta get out of here in 4 years.
right. And honestly, like Temple's program, like as you know, like we have a great like communication school and
Yeah.
journalism program. But if you want to do like broadcast journalism, that's really like
Yeah.
you will like thrive more in that sense. I
Mm-hmm.
want to do like the online media stuff, which is not like
Exactly.
being taught. So I was like, well, I can just like teach myself and like
Exactly.
figure out a way that way. So that's kind of what I did. Like halfway through my sophomore year, switch majors. I found this girl on campus, Diamond Mumford. Shout out to her. She
Mm-hmm.
like really got me started as a writer. With this website called Black Affiliated, I like started there, and that's kind
I
of how I
remember
got.
that
See,
website.
see,
Wow! Oh
uh
my
huh.
god, that's so
I know that's a
crazy.
throwback. So I started there, and once I graduated, I like applied for dozens and dozens of like writer positions, like when I graduated college. But like,
Yeah.
I just kept getting like constant rejection. So I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me just figure something else out. So I did PR for a little bit. I did a PR internship in New York. I moved there in 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started working full time in PR, and I started also writing part time. So I was
Yeah.
like working two jobs, doing
Mm-hmm.
all of that. And then at a certain point, I was like, I like writing more. I want
Yeah.
to do this full time. So I just like figured out a way to do that. I freelanced for 6 months, and then I found myself a Pop Sugar, and I've been there ever
Wow.
since.
That's so amazing. So
Thanks.
let's talk about it at Pop Sugar because you
Hmm.
write about all types of things at Pop
Hmm.
Sugar. So like tell me what's your process from like conceiving to like
Hmm.
actualizing a piece or even this series of
Hmm.
pieces that edited and like created at this Hip Hop 50 tribute. Like what is your process like?
So I'll say for like well, I'll get to hip hop 50 in a second, but just like in general for like long form pieces where I'm like writing an essay, an interview, or anything, I don't follow like a specific formula anymore. I feel like my process is different for whatever piece I'm writing at the time, and I feel like my ideas for pieces they hit me differently. Like sometimes I'll pay attention to a conversation that's happening like online on social media. An
Yeah.
idea will hit me randomly, or like
Mhm.
something I observed that I feel passionate about. I'm like, hey, like, can I write about this? And
Mhm.
go from there. But actually conceptualizing pieces, I have my process. You know, I like to write at night. I got my whole like night routine, and I like get in a groove and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't follow like a specific process anymore. I feel like, you know, I do what moves me. But I start with figuring out what's my headline gonna be, what's my intro gonna be, what point do I really want to make. So I kind of like start around there, and then I just kind of like let the words flow, and like I just get them out, and then I clean it up later. I'm like, I just want to get the point out first, and then I can come back and, you know, clean all the stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much my process in general.
I love it.
Hip Hop 50 is a whole different story.
Okay.
That is a whole different thing. But I got access to that project last summer, so that was a whole year in the works.
Well,
it was a lot of
incredible job.
Thank you. That was a major labor of love. But Hip Hop 50, it was a lot of planning. It was a lot of figuring out what makes sense for Popsugar, really. And I got the idea to like focus on women in hip hop from one of my editors. Like, and it just, when she said it, it made so much sense. I was like, this is where we fit it, because, you know, I think, you know, if some people pay attention to Popsugar, we've never really covered hip hop like that in the past. Yeah. So I thought it'd be interesting to like, one, bring that kind of hip hop coverage to this publication, but also really dig into women's contributions to it. And like, I just got as bold and big with ideas as I could, came with however many pictures I could fit, and then just like did all the organizing, reaching out, and, you know, that's how All Hail the Queen came to be.
I love that. And that pretty much just answered my second question, or my next question about like, what's your motivation behind centering women in your celebrations? And I really love that. So I want to know, like, do you have like a favorite rapper, or even a favorite anybody that you've interviewed? And do you have like a dream interview that you'd love to do?
Favorite?
And you can't say Beyonce, because everybody would say Beyonce.
Oh, no. I mean, I would love to. I don't know. That list is short for who actually will get to do it, but
I know, right?
But favorite rapper, I will say I would like to speak to more rappers, because I feel like I haven't done that a lot.
Yeah.
But hands down, I'm gonna say Queen Latifah, because that's like bucket list.
Wow.
Interview right there.
Oh my God. That's
how I pulled that off either.
That's so incredible. What was that like?
One, she's very sweet. She's very humble. She was very transparent with me, and like she gave me some very, very detailed and thought out answers, which I appreciated. The conversation was very thoughtful, which I appreciated. I think we talked for like 20 minutes or so. She was very generous with her time, and, you know, the questions that I asked, it was great. I really appreciated like that interview. I still to this day, I'm honored that someone approached me and thought of me. Yeah. Like, hey, you want to talk to Queen Latifah? Like, yes.
Hell yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Someone like to speak to Khadijah James. Yeah, I was like this.
Speak to her. Oh my God, that's so incredible. I love that. Okay, so I want to know, like, so who are some of your favorite, like, Black women cultural writers in hip hop, like even hosts and podcasters and things in hip hop that we should be, like, our listeners should definitely be tuned in.
So I definitely say Eva Ani. Like, I love her.
I love her work.
I've listened to her. I love her. I looked into her in the space for so long, even like before, like I really got into it, like even at Popsugar and all my other outlets. But I looked into her work for so long. I love her critical lens for things, and to really just, I love her ability to step back and look at things and be like, okay, look, we can look at things in the grand scope, and like, here's what we should really be talking about. I love her ability to do that. And it's been an honor to like interview her twice. Yeah. I actually met her recently, like in person. Oh my God. Which is great. So so yes, definitely her. Clover Hope, most definitely. Like, she's
love
top
Clover.
tier.
Yes,
top
absolutely.
tier. I love that she can, like, when you read her piece, sometimes you just feel like you're in the room, or like you can visualize what she is writing. I love that. Like,
yeah,
I need that. It is a gift. I would love to. I wish I had it, but she does like such an amazing job at doing that. And she's written like amazing pieces. Of course, we know she talks to Beyonce. She's the chosen one. No, but I love her in that space. And I'm thinking of other people. Definitely shout out to Njera. I love her.
Love Njera.
And the Gumbo. I love them. The Gumbo. Actually, fun fact, she's one of like the first people that like paid me for a piece, which I really, really appreciated.
I love that.
I love that. It was about women in hip hop.
Like, I've never been paid for a piece until this past summer.
Really?
Ever. No.
Girl, listen, I know the struggle. Like, I went like 2 years before I was like, y'all really be getting paid for this? Like, that's a thing? I thought I was just gonna do this for free until like I got on staff somewhere. Yeah, no, I know the struggle, but I appreciated her. Like, she paid me to write
That's
about,
incredible.
the what famous brown sugar question, when did you fall in love with hip hop? So I loved it.
We
I loved
love
it.
brown sugar.
Listen,
I have
that's
another podcast that's about like Black film and television, and we talk about brown sugar.
Ooh.
We
Oh,
talked about
yes.
brown sugar on that, and oh my god, just such a brilliant, like a love letter to hip hop. You know what I
love that
mean?
movie
So I can just imagine, and now I want to read this piece you wrote.
Listen, you can go find it. It's like, I think it's literally one of the first they ever published, because this was right when the Gumbo launched. Yeah,
that's incredible.
I know, big throwback, but it's up there. And I actually, it's kind of like, it's similar to my letter to the editor, or letter from the editor for All Hip Queens. I wrote about Lauryn Hill, so I allude to that in my letter.
Love that.
But I wrote about Lauryn Hill is, part of the reason why I fell in love with it. It really is.
I love it. I love that. So I want to ask you, like, we've been asking, we don't have guests on this podcast very often. But when we do, they are all women, always Black women. And I want to know, like, we're celebrating 50 years of hip hop. What does the future of hip hop look like to you?
I've been asking people that like all summer, and now that I'm like on the flip side, it feels like such a loaded question. It's so hard to nail down. It's like, it's literally.
However, just tell me.
So I definitely see women are still here, as we have always been.
Period.
At the beginning.
Yes.
Women are still here. Women are still thriving. I hope, even on a bigger scale than we are right now, like, 50 years ago, women were scarce in the space. Now there's an abundance of women, on the mic and, behind the scenes as well.
Absolutely.
I hope to still see women thriving in this space. I hope we can start having more conversations about holding hip hop accountable. I still feel like amongst all these like, hip hop 50, amongst all the hip hop 50 celebrations, it's like, it's happy we can celebrate hip hop and how far it's come. But it's also like, we still got a lot of work to do. So I hope that's more part of the conversation.
Yeah.
When we talk about the future of hip hop, and really, hip hop needs that reckoning. But
don't it? It's hard. It's hard to be a fan of it, because you're like,
it is. But that's also why I love women's role in hip hop. We've always been a part of that space of trying to hold the culture accountable. Like, that's always been a main part of our role. So
I love that. I really do love that. And now I have something that I just think is very special. So every year we do this, because we feel like, like Solange said, build your own table, create your own award shows, create your own committees. We do an award show every year where we literally just celebrate Black women. And so I want to share it with you, because one thing about it, me and Brianna always duke it out for like a week. Like, no, like we take it so seriously, and then we just like post it and let people vote for like 2 months, and then we have an award show in December. So I want to share with you the nominees. I came up with all these award show category names.
Okay, I'm excited.
And I want to hear your thoughts about it. Okay, so our first award is Best Flued Out Award, for best Instagram baddie. And the nominees for 2023 are Coi Leray, JT, Lizzo, Lotto, and Doechii.
Ooh. I feel like off the top, maybe Lotto might have that. It really, her Instagram lady, it really gets flued out baddie.
Yes, literally. So, full baddie. Like,
I see her. Damn. We can say JT too.
JT is killing me.
That's like
now.
My second running. I'll put that.
I love that. Okay, so the next one is Sweet 16, and this is for Verse of the Year. So we have Boom Part 2, Lotto. The America Has a Problem Freestyle, Doechii. Point Me To, Cardi B. Red Ruby the Sleaze, Nicki Minaj. And Kill Bill Remix, Doja Cat.
I feel like my vote is gonna be Point Me To. Just because Cardi ain't really been missing on like her guest verses this year.
She has not. She has not. She's the go-to for features right now. She's that girl. Now this one was for fun. It was for me. Because we really have to start holding our girls accountable. We gotta bring them to the red table. This is the Where's Your Publicist Award.
Okay.
And the nominees are JT, Nicki Minaj, Lizzo, and Doja Cat, who've all had a very challenging year, and just need a little bit of guidance.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's close. all of them make a great case. So I don't know. That's a hard one, but you always want the nominees. That's spot on.
Okay. Okay, so the next one is the Put Me On Award for 2024 Rising Stars. Number one, we have Scarlett, Blake Yana, Tia Corinne, Maya the Dawn, and Gloss Up.
I like the Scarlett is in there. I like the Maya's in there. Yeah, I like these names.
Okay, so then the next one is the First Day Out Award for Biggest Come Up in 2023. So we have Ice Spice, Sexy Red, Maya the Dawn, Flying a Boss, and Callie.
Okay, this is hard because my personal favorite right now, I'm gonna say Flying a Boss.
Yes, they're killing.
I love them. Actually, they just might be my vote because, like, in a span of 3 months, them girls got a viral hit. Child. They got a Missy collab.
And did you hear their new song?
Oh, I love girl. Oh, bitch, I'm a star. I played it like 10 times. Love it.
I love it. I love them. Love them. Okay, the next one is 30 Seconds to Chart for the best viral song. And the nominees are You Wish, Flying a Boss, Players by Coi Leray, Ski Yee by Sexy Red, Area Codes by Callie, and Put It on the Floor by Lotto.
Ooh, this one's hard.
I know.
Ski Yee though.
I know.
I like Ski Yee, You Wish, and Put It on the Floor. Those my top 3 right there.
Oof, that's a good one. The next one is the Misdemeanor, which is the Best Music Video Award because who doesn't quite like the Misdemeanor? So the nominees for Best Music Video are Bongos, the Freaky T Remix, Agora Hills, Area Codes, and I'm That Bitch by Bia.
Bongos. Right there.
Love that.
That's my vote.
Love that.
Well, we don't need to explain that because you see the video.
Fair. You know. I totally do. I just love that fucking video.
It's so good.
I mean, everything about, like, first of all, Cardi is just Dominican as hell. And I just think that is just so on display every time she does a music video. And I just love that. Okay, so the next one is the Ladies Night Award for Best Collab. And nominees are Boom Part 2, Put It on the Floor Again, Pound Town 2, Don't Play With It Remix, and Point Me To.
I like all of these.
I know. It's so hard. So hard.
Point Me To, Put It on the Floor Again, Don't Play Remix. Yeah. I like them all.
It's so hard.
Not a bad pick.
It's so hard. The next one is the Stuck on Repeat Award for Song of the Year. And we have Put It on the Floor, Ski Yee, Not My Nigga by King the Man, Players, Area Codes, and Hellcats SRTs.
I'm gonna say Ski because I've been playing that. I feel like I hear that everywhere also. Like,
that's a good one. It's just, I mean, she just really hit it on the head with that one. Like, there really is nothing else to say.
She did.
The next one is the Lauryn Hill Award for Album/Project of the Year because, to this day, she is still the only female rapper to ever win Album of the Year at the Grammys. So the nominees are Scarlett by Doja Cat, Hood's Hottest Princess by Sexy Red, Like by why am I blanking her name?
Ice Spice.
I got you. Koi by Coi Leray, and Sundial by No Name.
Oh, okay, that's tough because my personal favorite. I love Sundial. Like, No Name doesn't miss. I love her albums.
One thing about that girl, she raps. She does that shit for motherfucking
the wait
real.
Was worth it. Woo! I love Sundial. But I feel like had us in a chokehold for a couple of weeks.
Honestly,
at least.
If you ask me, it still does.
It still has replay value. Yes.
Yeah. The next award is the Super Duper Fly Award, and this is for Best Brand or Fashion Collaboration. So the nominees are Megan Thee Stallion and Flamin' Hots, Young Miami and Revolt, Flying a Boss, and everybody, Flo Milli, 7-Eleven, or Cardi B and Offset at McDonald's?
It's a tie for me. I'm gonna say Cardi B and Offset at the McDonald's. I feel like that was everywhere when it first came out.
I loved that commercial too.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, it was so cute.
It was a cute commercial. I feel like it was everywhere. But I'm also say Flying a Boss just because they really did secure like some good brand deals.
I mean, every brand deal you can think of.
They manifest some good ones.
And that's what you have to do, you know? Manifest that shit. And the final award is the Queen Bee Award, and that's BEE for the number one and only Lil Kim. This is for Artist of the Year. And the nominees are Lotto, Ice Spice, Sexy Red, and Coi Leray.
I feel like these are all great nominees. I feel like they've all in their own right had a big year.
Incredible years, right? Like, I just think it's overall been such a great year for women in hip hop. And I just feel like, I don't know, it just brings me so much joy. Like, it's like those are my girls.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, those
I
are
love
my
it.
girls.
And I feel like it's proven that theory. We can stop saying like, oh, there's not enough female rappers talking about this and that. There's literally somebody for everybody.
For everybody.
We can't complain. There is somebody for you. If you
can't find
anyone, you're not looking hard enough.
You're not looking hard enough, or you just like complaining. You know, you just like being contrarian. And you just want to be a bitch, and that's you know what? That's fine. Okay. So everybody, those are the nominees for the 2023 Where My Girls At Award Show. By the time this episode comes out, you will be able to vote until December, and then we'll see who wins. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you again for having
talking to you. Love your work. Please continue to read Njera's work on Popsugar and everywhere else. Now, at the end of our episodes, we do a music rec. Would you like to give a music rec?
Ooh, sure.
It can be any song by a Black female rapper.
Okay. Let me see. I said it earlier, but Bitch I'm a Star, Flying a Boss. Like,
Period.
Y'all should go listen to that.
Excellent song. And my pick, yes. And my music rec this week is going to be Wanna Hood by Lakia. I just love Lakia so much, and
she's also a sweetheart. I love her too.
Oh yes, you've met her. Okay, yeah, she's incredible, and I just love her music so much, and I just want the best for her career.
And I like that she's like doing more than just like music. She's got TV now too. Like she's spreading the brand. I love it.
As she should. Okay, you gotta diversify the bag. Okay. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Where My Girls At. Everybody wish Njera a happy belated birthday, because by the time this comes out, it'll be past her birthday. And have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Where My Girls At, brought to you by Textured Air, a brand dedicated to celebrating Black girl culture, past, present, and future. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. It really helps. You can find us on Twitter at WhereMyGirlsAt2 and Instagram, WhereMyGirlsAt_TH. Make sure you check out our other podcasts, Does It Hold Up?, The Blacklist, and all the other content we offer on our website, texturedair.com. Until next time.